so I'm here filming at night. Just got back from work, so please excuse the weird lighting situation. I'm testing out a few options so I could have more opportunities to film now that it's like getting darker earlier outside. But anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be an interesting video. Let me preface by saying if you came to this video because you wanted someone to validate your arguments about BookTube being diverse and inclusive, this is not the video for you. I'm sorry. I am going to be talking about the lack of diversity on BookTube, as well as the drama that has kind of been going on recently. This is the first time I've talked about drama on my channel, and particularly about race. I try to stray away from these topics because there's a lot of reasons. For one, I'm afraid of how my response will be viewed by my audience and those that come across my video. I'm also afraid because I don't want to become the booktuber, the black booktuber that only talks about race. I think that, not to say that's like a bad thing, but I don't want that to become me. I want to just be a booktuber that talks about a diverse range of books. So I never wanted to bring race really into my books. I do talk about black authors a lot on my channel and trying to read more diversely. Sorry, my Chevy is being a little crazy right now. But I really rarely talk about like current events, I guess you could say, on BookTube. So there have been really two defining events that have happened pretty recently on BookTube that has kind of sparked this whole conversation. So I wanted to just come out here. I wasn't really planning on talking about it, but I've been watching a lot of people's responses and I had a lot that I wanted to add to the discussion. So I thought I would post this video and I hope you guys really enjoy it. Yeah, please don't attack me. But I'm trying to be brave and really speak up about these things because I feel like my voice matters and I should be talking about these things. So that's to say, we're gonna talk about diversity on BookTube. So really, diversity on BookTube has kind of been a discussion that comes in and out pretty frequently on BookTube, but I think what really sparked this round of discussion videos was the fact that the hate you give, the booktubers that got to go on set of The Hate U Give, I think kind of sparked the controversy this time around. So if you're not familiar, a couple of booktubers were asked to go on set for The Hate U Give, and when we saw all the pictures, there was only one black booktuber that got to go, and I think that upset a lot of people, and did upset me personally because The Hate U Give is such an inspirational book specifically for black readers. So the lack of black booktubers present at the set of The Hate U Give was kind of disappointing, though if you look at it, they did invite people of color. So there was Rincey Reeds and A Clockwork Reader, who are both booktubers of color, but just not black booktubers. So I do see where they were trying to like diversify who got to go, and I'm sure they were trying to pick booktubers that did have a bigger following, just because that's kind of the whole point, is to market the movie. I think that's kind of what sparked it. People were upset and they're kind of expressing their issues with, this is not something new, this is what's going on. There is a clear gap when you look at subscriber counts for the biggest white booktubers and the biggest black booktubers on BookTube. So I think that's kind of what sparked this whole argument. So a lot of black booktubers were kind of expressing their anger and kind of calling to action that there needs to be more diversity on BookTube. And this sparked more responses. I believe the channel is Alyssa H. Writes. She created a video kind of in response to all of these responses about is BookTube racist, and basically came off kind of offensive and angry about the fact that people were calling BookTube racist and saying that BookTube is an inclusive place. And she's basically saying that Black booktubers are using racism as an excuse to complain about the lack of subscribers or views on their channel. I'll be honest, I did not see the entire video. It was taken down, I think, once the drama kind of got really big. And I've only seen a few clips, so I could be taking what she says completely out of context. I don't know exactly what she was trying to convey or what she was meaning. I'm not her. I'm not a mind reader, so I don't know exactly what she was trying to say, and therefore cannot confirm or deny that she is a racist. I don't know her personally, and this is the first time I've ever really had any knowledge about her channel. So I'm not here to say she's a racist. I'm not here to say she's not a racist. I don't know, and I honestly don't think she is. But the things that she was saying, I think, were a little ignorant, and I feel like that's a harsh word, but I just think that she was a little careless in what she was saying and a little ignorant as to the issues that Black booktubers are bringing up about the diversity. I think her biggest thing was that we, as in we Black people, Black booktubers, were saying that all booktube is racist. And I think that's very harsh. I don't think any Black booktuber is out here claiming that everybody in the booktube community is racist. I think those videos are titled that way to get people to watch them and to kind of get the discussion going. So I don't think that's what Black booktubers are trying to say. I think what we're trying to say is that there is a clear lack of diversity, and you kind of have to assess we're kind of trying to talk through why there is a lack of diversity and how we can kind of combat that. So yeah, I do think some of the things she was just saying, like, was a little hurtful if you are someone of color. And I think the problem is that when you automatically say you're racist or this person or community is racist, it's very harsh. Like, obviously nobody wants to be called a racist, but I think the way that we're seeing racism as is the extreme. I think when people think of racism, they think of the people that hate Black people or people of color, or that feel that people of color or people of different races are inferior to white people. And that's the extreme of racism. Those are the extremes. But racism kind of has like a varying line. You have the extreme people that are like hating people of color and do think people of color are inferior, but there's like this whole spectrum, I guess. And I think that's what people don't realize. Racism can be as simple as walking into an interview and the hiring manager looks like disappointed because they see that you're a Black person or a person of color. It can be as subtle as walking across the street when a Black guy is walking towards you, or feeling a sense of unease when you're in the elevator with a Black person. So there's the different degrees, and I think that when people say you're racist, they automatically assume that we're talking about the very extreme degree of racism, but that's not always the case. And I think that's where the problem kind of arises. What I think people forget about is that when Black people are set up to fail in a way, we are not given the tools or provided the opportunities that other people, fair-skinned people, are given. So we already are set up for being less successful than other people, and this is proven. Like, I would highly recommend, if you want to learn more about this, to check out the book Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. I think she does a great job. She uses an example of this boy. Let's say we have this black child that grows up. He's living in the ghetto because his mother grew up in a similar situation, and he goes to school. He's already predestined to get lower grades and lower test scores than his white counterparts that are in the same situation. Just it's proven. So it's a cycle, and I don't think people realize that. So this is kind of going off on a tangent, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to put that out there, that there is a lot about race that is, race is a systematic thing. It's a systematic oppression, and it's a lot more than just the I hate black people or I hate people of color. That's this, it's almost the simplistic term. Racism is so complex, and it's ingrained in American society to an extent where people don't even realize that this thing or this rule that is in place is because of racism, and that's the problem. And I think that's why just because you don't think something is racist doesn't automatically assume that it's not. It's really upsetting when people from a place of privilege just assume that our people are complaining about something because of our skin color. I think what people forget is that whenever a black person or a person of color is given an opportunity or not given an opportunity, the topic of their skin color is always brought up. Whenever you go for a job and you don't get the job, or you do get the job, you're always wondering, did I get this job because I'm black? Did I not get this job because I'm black? Did I not get this opportunity or scholarship because I was black? Did I only get this scholarship because of affirmative action? And that's something that happens to every person of color. They're always never going to be judged. They're never going to be able to determine whether or not the opportunities that they were given were because of their skill sets. It's always going to be the question of their skin color, and white people don't have to face that. Whenever they don't get a job, or whenever they lose an opportunity or get an opportunity, the question of, did I get it because I was white? It's never a question. That's never something that they ask themselves. But as a black female, that's always something that I'm asking myself. I'm always wondering, did I get this opportunity or not get this opportunity because of my skills or because I was black? And that's something that all black people and people of color are dealing with. So when we're on BookTube and we are not being as successful as our white friends or our white other BookTubers in the community, that is a question that comes up. That is something that we question in ourselves, and that is a valid question. Are these things happening because of our race? So that's something I just kind of wanted to mention in this and say. And I just want to say also that I don't think BookTube is racist at all. You should never really judge a community as a whole. I think that's wrong. It's like saying all Muslims are extremists. It's never a good idea. There are individual people that are bad people, and there are individual people that are good people, and there's so much gray in between. Not everyone's good or bad, and you can never just judge a community solely on one thing. But I do think there needs to be a discussion on why there is such this difference on black booktubers and white booktubers, or booktubers of color and white booktubers. There is a clear divide, and so we have to talk about this divide, and we have to kind of assess why this is. I think what people forget to do is think about it. So if you were to look at your BookTube subscribers, how many of them are black? Why are you watching these people? Is it because they're black? Is it because you like their content? Or why are you not gravitating towards black people, or people of color's BookTube videos? Is it because you don't like their content? That's fine. But I'm sure there are some people of color that produce content on BookTube that you would enjoy watching, so why aren't you watching them? So you have to look into yourself and see, why am I not following them? Why am I not engaging with them on the community? And if you are, that's great. But if you're not, I think that's something you have to do personally. And that was something I had to realize. I don't do a good job of like looking at new booktubers and seeing who's new and who's like up and coming in the community. And so I'm constantly following and watching the same videos of the same people that have been like the OGs of BookTube. And so that might be the reason why you're not really following anybody, because you've just been following people that have created since the beginning or that have been creating for like multiple years. So you don't really know of any new people that are on BookTube. So there are a lot of reasons why I believe that there is this lack, and I think some of them are honest reasons that aren't hateful in any way, and I think some of them are just maybe you're not comfortable seeing a Black person on the screen or talking about books, or maybe you instantly see when you see the thumbnail with a Black booktuber or a booktuber of color, I'm not going to relate to what they're talking about. I'm not going to agree or have anything in common with that person, so I'm not going to watch their videos. That might be the case. And I think if that's the reason, you kind of have to look onto yourself and see, is that a good reason? Does that come off as a little prejudice? I mean, in a way it is racist if you're judging content based on the person that's presenting it based on their skin color. That is racism, and ultimately that's something you have to come to terms with. That's something you're not, I can't control who watches my videos, and I can't control who subscribes to my channel. So it's really a very independent personal thing. If it's something that you feel you need to improve on, then improve on it. And if it's something that you don't feel you need to improve on, then I don't know why you're watching this video, because I don't know what to tell you. But I do think that we need to be more inclusive and give more Black booktubers opportunities. I think that it would be great too if some of the larger booktubers started taking more initiative to reach out to younger booktubers and booktubers that don't have a lot of channels and help boost them. They have a platform with a lot of subscribers and a lot of people that are listening to what they have to say. And if you can present people that are learning and that you really enjoy, that's a great advantage. So I feel like as a community we could just do better in supporting each other, and it's not a competition. Like, I don't think that's what we're talking about either. It is just upsetting when you're posting as much content and comparatively good content to other people and your channel is not growing at the rate of those people. And a lot of factors could go into that, and I'm not saying that race is the only factor, but as a Black booktuber you can't help but think that race plays a factor in that, because it plays a factor in your entire life. So that's all I want to say. I feel like people are being a little harsh on both sides. I don't think that people just need to like understand, and I really think that despite that there's like all this bad drama and bad blood, that this is a good opportunity. It allows people to really learn. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people honestly don't realize that some of the things they do or some of the things that they think that could be considered racist. So this gives people the opportunity to kind of learn from their mistakes and learn from other perspectives. So I would encourage you all to kind of take this as a positive learning experience and just open your mind to the two different sides and kind of think about where you fall on that side. Why do you watch the booktubers that you watch? And I don't think you should just go and watch Black booktubers just because you want to seem more inclusive and diverse in your watching, but I do think you should make an effort to find some Black booktubers that you do enjoy their content, or booktubers of color that you really enjoy their content, and engage with them and encourage them, because it is really hard. It's really discouraging to be on BookTube and talking about things that you really love and not really seeing anybody really supporting you. So I think the best you could do is go and find people that you like watching, in people of color, and being more conscious of who you're watching also, and just being encouraging and supporting. If there's a booktuber that you like but they've only made a couple videos, encourage them to keep going. Say, I really like your videos, this is something I want to see, so keep going. And I think that would be like a great help. If we could just all be positive in this and just be more supportive as a community, I think that would help a lot with the diversity issue. So this has been my talk. I know I've been kind of rambling. I kind of planned what I was gonna say, but not really. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be putting a lot of other videos about the discussion down below because I think there are a lot of booktubers of color that have been doing a really great job talking about this topic. So I'm going to put all of their links down below, and I will put them in the cards up above as well throughout this video. So thanks again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time with a less controversial video, I promise. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.